To discuss the growth of coffee culture in China, Jeffrey Towson is joining us. He's a managing partner at TechMolt Consulting. Jeffrey, you know, it's interesting, the growth in this coffee culture in China. In years past, I've been in Shanghai, Beijing, Hangzhou, these big cities. You see coffee shops everywhere, but now it seems to be picking up steam in smaller cities as well.
Yeah, the great sort of mystery and hope is, are Chinese consumers going to start to be coffee drinkers? Because historically it's been very, very low, like 1/20th of what we would see in Asia in aggregate across the whole country. Shanghai would be a little different cities, and maybe 1/40th of what we see somewhere like Italy and Europe. So the great hope has been, are Chinese going to start drinking coffee? Because if they are, it becomes the biggest market in the world. And you know, companies like Starbucks have been betting on that trend for 24 years. So yeah, the traction is happening. We see it more in the eastern large cities as opposed to the smaller cities. But the numbers keep going up, but they're kind of slow, slower than investors would like anyways.
Jeffrey, I was talking to someone earlier today saying destiny comes with demographics, and that young people are the ones who really drive things, and coffee producers have to be somewhat happy with those numbers, because I was looking, 36% of the coffee consumers in China are between the ages of 25 to 34. Obviously, they probably have a lot more disposable income too. That's an attractive group, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really will require sort of a demographic change, probably more than anything else. Yes, we're going to see adoption in the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, but it's going to be slow and gradual. If you're going to get a step function, it's going to come from, you know, the younger generation that watches TikTok videos and lives on their phones and has very different consumer behavior than the previous. Yeah, so that's kind of what everyone is betting on, is that this is going to happen, and everybody's focusing on sort of eastern cities and generally younger consumers. But yeah, the numbers look good, but I mean, they're kind of gradual. A lot of companies have been waiting a long time for Chinese consumers to become big coffee drinkers.
Yeah, you mentioned Starbucks. They have thousands of coffee shops in hundreds of cities. They also plan to open thousands more in the next couple of years in mainland China. Obviously, they're putting a heavy bet on this. Where do you see growth going, and what about the domestic market as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of this interesting story where people are talking about Chinese consumption right now. Is it slowing down? And then Starbucks says quite openly, we're going to open 1,500 new stores every year, kind of forever. I mean, that is their plan, and they've been doing that for a very long time. So, you know, the growth trend is going up. You will see it going from first tier to second tier to third tier cities over time. If you go somewhere like Kunming now, you'll see coffee shops. We didn't used to see that. It used to be more of a, you know, Hangzhou, Shanghai thing. Yeah, but it's pretty interesting, and the major companies, Tim Hortons, famous Canadian company, they opened in China just a couple years ago. So I mean, people are making major bets on the fact that Chinese consumers will be drinking a lot of coffee in the near future, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting story to watch. Jeffrey, thanks so much for your insights. Appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you.